Hello, hello. This is the section I want to start with on the body and what more in a raw physical way is helping a lot of people live very long and happy and healthy lives. And these are the different traits that were relevant in almost all the cultures that were studied that live a very long and happy and healthy life. So first point to make is they don't do extreme exercising. A lot of these different cultures and people who live a long time aren't doing like your high impact running marathons, pumping iron, and all that crazy stuff. Instead, they try and have more of a even keel and softer pace in the way they work out. So a lot of them walking is a big thing. And something that kind of plays into their exercise is the fact that they really don't place a lot of emphasis on mechanizations and new technology that helps them to do everything. Like instead of having a blender to blend up all their fruits and vegetables, they'd rather go and pick them in the garden themselves and wash them and eat them, and there's more physical activity involved in that, or like walk to go and get certain things. I'm sure a lot of them, even instead of using like dishwashing machines, like they'll wash their own dishes. So, and instead of hiring someone to clean their homes, maybe they'll clean it themselves, and this helps to keep them physical and keep them moving, but without, extreme versions of that. And play is also a big part of longevity, and play is very important. Just going out and playing games, because that also contributes to the more cultural and spiritual connectedness that they have within their society and within their cultures that helps them live a long time, is when they're out there connecting with others, playing with others, and that's also great physical exercise as well. They do eat a predominantly plant-based diet. They're not out there, like juicing all their fruits and vegetables to get this really nutrient-dense liquid to drink all the time, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for those of us more Western lifestyle types who are exposed to more toxins to have to counterbalance on a regular basis, in your air and your water and your food sources. We get a lot more toxins on average than these different cultures that were studied in terms of longevity. They don't have to deal with as many toxins, so it's not as probably important for them to be doing more extreme nutrient cleanses like a lot of us have to do in order to balance all the toxins. But they do eat a lot of whole, raw, organic in nature, plant-based food, a lot of which they even grow and garden themselves, which again, it contributes to the more physical aspect of things and staying physical and staying moving and staying healthy without the intense exercises. If they do eat meat, not all the cultures ate meat, but when they do eat meat, it was very minimal amounts compared to what we are used to in Western society. The rule of thumb was about a deck of cards in size or less in terms of the volume of the meat that they eat, and the frequency in which they eat meat was only a couple times a month, if that. So something else to consider, minimizing the amount of meat. A lot of them also had minimal amounts of dairy in their diets, and if they did incorporate dairy, it was usually goat's milk, which is an animal that's closer in size to us and probably in genetic makeup to us than a cow is, so it might make more sense to consume the products from an animal that's a little more similar in nature to us, therefore a goat. And a lot of these goats and just the dairy in general that they were consuming was not pasteurized, hormone-ridden. It was very raw, organic, natural, much more alive with its vitamins and minerals and nutrients and enzymes that it was providing to these people. They also got a good amount of sleep. A lot of these cultures tended to sync their own schedules to kind of a circadian rhythm, and to the point where if that meant them getting enough sleep and having to go to bed at 8:30 at night so they could wake up with the sun, that's what they did. So they went to sleep when it got dark and woke up when it got light, which is what our bodies are naturally designed to do. and they were able to get enough sleep, which helped in all the other aspects of their lives. Many of these cultures that were living long and happy and healthy lives lived near and with clean air and food and water sources, which is very important because so many toxins that we breathe in are harbored in our lungs because of the air we're exposed to on a regular basis. So these cultures were able to breathe a little bit easier, which is also helpful for your mind and your spirit, which I'll get to later. But they were able to breathe a little bit easier because of the areas that they lived in being cleaner and with their air, and also cleaner water and food supplies as well. Many of the cultures, except for one of them that was a lot more of a spiritual weight attached to them, all the other cultures aside from this one culture were more apt to drink once in a while. And you know, red wine's a big one. Red wine definitely is a healthier way to kind of kick back with a little bit of a buzz and relax. I think that was part of it, and that probably plays into the last point, which is like minimizing stress and minimizing indulgence. So they didn't indulge on alcohol in excessive amounts. It was just to kind of kick back, take a little bit of a load off, feel that little happy buzz, connect with the people around you. And it's a big stress relief, because stress is extremely toxic. So if you know, with responsibility and moderation, have a drink now and then to kind of take that edge off and regain perspective that, you know, don't sweat the small stuff, it doesn't have to be that stressful, then that's what is going to help contribute and has helped contribute to a lot of these cultures living very long and happy and healthy lives. So that's a segment on body, and like with everything in life, it's all kind of connected to some degree. So even though I separated this section into the body section, it doesn't mean it's not very connected and useful in terms of analyzing and understanding the effects that the spirit and the mind have, and all of these different things play together for the mind and the body and the spirit. There's a lot of overlap, a lot of connection, and a lot of complementary action happening there. So this is the body section though, and go ahead and stay tuned for the mind and the spirit. And on that note, I love how my little terrier Maggie has come into the frame. Because she is a testament to longevity. She's been, gosh, we've had her since she was a puppy, and this year, this Christmas, she will be turning 17 years old, 17 human years old. So my pets, if you see them once in a while come through these shots, are definitely testaments to longevity, because they're quite old. My mom and I even joke that we're like running a geriatric ward for pets because our youngest is 10 human years old. So on that note, I hope you can also live a very long and happy and healthy life, and hopefully be able to incorporate some of these amazing tips into your own life. Take care.